all I wanted to do was play, whether it was play baseball and basketball, depending on what the season was. You know, when it was summertime, my buddy and I, we played baseball every chance we got. I'm still like a kid that refuses to grow up. All I want to do is just go have fun. I don't care what we're doing, where we're going, who we're doing it with. Just want to have fun and want to have a good time. You know, when I was younger and I was racing go-karts, I kind of had the same buddies, and you know, we'd race on Saturday nights, and then Sunday we'd go ride bicycles together. And all of my friends will tell you I've never forgot my friends, never forgot where I came from. And I didn't realize it at the time because you're living in the moment. The one thing that I really loved about my neighborhood was when you were outside, if your neighbors went by, you know, whether they drove by or whether they were running or biking or whatever, if they went by and you were outside, everybody waved at each other. And then it wasn't until I moved to Charlotte and moved to other places, Indianapolis, some of these other places, that people don't even remotely do that. It's just weird how, you know, I guess I appreciated the neighborhood I was in. We had great neighbors and people that genuinely cared about their neighbors, and so I thought where I grew up was a really good neighborhood. You know, our house wasn't anything fancy. It was big enough to, you know, take care of my mom and dad and sister and I, and you know, we had a garage big enough to race go-karts out of, and that's what we did. The family started this restaurant, Special Dogs and More, and the employees here are all special needs people. So the moral of the story, though, is that gives them a sense of pride that they're learning new skills, and I think the community keeps getting more aware of them and why it's important. They're a great family, and they have this restaurant downtown, and hopefully the community keeps supporting them because they're doing really great things, and it's everything that they do and this family does is very unselfish. It's not for their needs, it's for someone else outside of themselves, and so that's why we're passionate about them. So here's the great part about all this. So when I went to junior high school here, it literally was just in the brick part of the building. The stuff with the red top and the red border wasn't even there. I was kind of quiet in high school. I wasn't an introvert, but I just didn't, you know, if I didn't know somebody, I wasn't very outgoing. I mean, this is my neighborhood. My house is the one past the 3 cars right there. The windows on the right-hand side, that was my bedroom. Bedroom window, the brick to the left of that was the bathroom, and then the 3 windows was our living room. My dad added a 2-car garage. There's not been one time I went by this house and was sad, like having a bad memory. I mean, every time I come by here, it's happy and thinking about something that was fun when I was here and the stuff we used to do. So, I mean, my father paid for our go-kart racing, and we were a factory driver for Common Kart Sales in Greenfield, Indiana, with the go-karts. So we had a sponsor and drove for a manufacturer, so that helped a bunch. But it was hard. I mean, it was hard for my dad to do everything he did to make it to where we could race, for sure. Yeah, this was where I came every Saturday night. We raced here for years, and my mother was a scorer for the club. My dad actually ended up being president of the kart club for a couple years. So we would come out here during weekdays, and I would mow the grass that was beside the edge of the bleachers, and have to mow the grass in the infield and stuff. So to get a chance just to drive anything, you know, you gotta remember, I was an 8-year-old kid that was riding a bicycle. So now I got to drive a go-kart that ran 50 miles an hour. So to me, that was the coolest thing in the world. So, but it didn't, you know, you didn't think about, well, is it dirt or is it pavement, and what are you learning from it? This is cool to do. And a couple of the guys that I'm racing with tonight, I hate them while I'm at the track. And guess what? At 8 o'clock in the morning on Sunday morning, we're gonna call each other and meet and go ride bicycles together. But it's nice to come here. I think we're gonna have 4 or 5 races here next year. And yeah, we won a race last year and did what we used to do when I was 8 years old. Took the trophy after the race and took it, instead of going that night, we took it the next day, because Bob's a little older now than he was back then. and but took him the trophy, and it sat at the Dairy Queen.
5:45.
Yes,
We'll be on
that's
a
for
plane
sure.
at 6:30. This is Bob Franklin's.
Pleasure to meet you.
Nice to meet you. I've been watching you on TV.
This is the boss, though. I don't care what.
Hi, I'm Julie.
I'm Leah.
Hi, Leah. Nice to meet you.
Are you going to have something?
Yeah, she wasn't even gonna come over here. She's eyeballing. Sorry, trying to figure out what she's gonna eat.
Look at the
Okay, all right, I'll get something. I'll get some.
I'll buy it, Tony. You won't even have to get
buy today?
I'll buy it. Everybody.
You would do that for me? You would do that for me? You'd buy?
Support.